Folks, what's up? It's Pete Thorn. Welcome to the studio. Hey, today another special pedal from the folks at Gamechanger Audio, the folks that brought you the Plasma Coil. They are just a crazy, crazy cool group of people that make some really interesting sounding pedals, and this one is certainly no exception. It's the Light Pedal Optical Spring Reverb System. So it's a spring reverb, but also with optical sensors on the spring tank. This is a reverb that you can drive heavily into oscillation and distortion, as you might expect from the Gamechanger folks if you're familiar with any of their past pedals. There's also a gate in there for some really interesting effects, so that if you've got a heavily reverb signal that's maybe distorted, then you stop playing, the gate will cut off the sound completely. And the gate control also actually doubles as a ducking control, so kind of the opposite effect, where when you play, the reverb is kind of lowered in volume, and then when you stop playing, the reverb swells up all of a sudden, gets kind of crazy. I used that on one of the rhythm guitars, the fuzz guitars on the track at the beginning of the video. And of course, like a regular spring reverb, if you hit it, it'll do its kind of explosive thing, and it'll do that in a more aggressive or less aggressive way depending on the settings. But it's also got just a ton of great sounds in there. Everything from tremoloed reverb to a primitive kind of modulation effect that they call sweep. There's a harmonic mode, a feedback mode. There's also a reflect mode that's like a very, very primitive delay where you can actually hear the reverb kind of echoing at a time of your choosing, which is really cool. There's a drive control that lets you drive the spring tank into like oscillation and actual overdrive. That's really fun. There's also a momentary or latching switch. You can use the pedal in latching mode like a normal pedal. Turn it on, it's on. Turn it off, it's off. And it stays on or off depending on when you kick the switch. In the momentary mode, of course, what happens is it'll stay on only when you're pushing down the switch. So if you want to maybe just make one chord or one note or something like that sound really crazy. There's also a dry level control in there, so you can completely turn that off and get just the effect sound. I'm going to get on with it and just show you some sound examples. I'm sure you're getting the impression I can't show you every sound this pedal makes, because if you turn the knobs just a little bit or change to a different mode, it's going to do something really different and really fun. And this is a pedal for the sonic adventurers out there that really want to create some cool, interesting ambient textures. It's the Light Pedal from the good folks at Gamechanger Audio. Here we go. So I found kind of a cool sound, really cool sound actually, I think, using this setting that I got on the Light Pedal right now that creates kind of a drone where the springs just kind of rattle in a very sort of lo-fi, super mechanical way behind the sound. And then I'm combining that with a lo-fi effect from my Strymon Mobius. So right now the Strymon is off. This is just the Light Pedal. And if I play this little part I came up with, okay, so if I turn on the lo-fi now, which is adding total filter and mod and all kinds of stuff, it's really cool. something like that. I just get inspired by sound. I mean, the sound kind of defines the part and the rhythm and the note choices you make and everything. This thing's a really great box for inspiration, I think. Okay, here's another really fun mode on the pedal called Reflect mode. This is like a primitive kind of delay where it just delays the sound somehow and then it comes bouncing back. And you can do some really fun stuff, like check this out. That's cool. I totally dig that. Depending on where you have the drive set as well, of course it's going to affect the kind of the aggressiveness of how dirty that the Reverb is. So let's turn it down a little bit. Once again, turning it way back up so it gets driven hard. And it'll kind of feedback and oscillate on itself, and it's just really cool. Now, the gate control will, of course, let you kind of control that as well. So if you like the driven sound, but you don't want it to go too crazy, let's really heavily gate it and see what that sounds like. Oh, that's cool. Pretty great. That's a whole different sound. I love that. Now with the control, control, you can turn that, and that's going to kind of change the delay time on this sound. So, I'll open up the gate one more time. You heard the echo get faster. Thanks for watching my video on the light pedal from Gamechanger Audio. Super cool optical spring reverb. Totally unique. I've never heard anything quite like it, and it's a part inspirer is what it is. I mean, if you enjoy writing and you enjoy coming up with unique guitar tones and creative parts, and you've got some space in your music where something like this might work, this is a terrific option as far as an inspiration box. Sounds like nothing else out there. I've never heard anything quite like it. You can check it out in the link down there in the video description below. Click down there, it'll take you to all the info that you could ever want to know about the light pedal. And also please hit subscribe if you haven't. Hit the little bell beside the subscribe. You'll get an alert whenever I put out a new video. I'm Pete Thorn. You guys take care. Over and out.